The new Texas law restricting abortions was in court today. A federal judge heard arguments in the U.S. Department of Justice's lawsuit that seeks to temporarily block the law from being enforced. The Texas Heartbeat Act bans abortions after fetal cardiac activity is detected, which can be at a time when many women don't know that they are pregnant. That's as early as 6 weeks. KXAN's Monica Madden watched the virtual court hearing and joins us now live. Monica, any ruling in yet?
No ruling yet, and the judge did not give a very specific timeline on when we might expect that. He did, however, say today that he had one obvious question. If Texas lawmakers are so confident that this law is constitutional, why do they go to such great lengths to ensure they aren't the ones that are enforcing it? Now, the judge said that's the unusual nature of this law, that it's private citizens are the ones who are supposed to enforce it rather than the state. So they're the ones who sue the provider or someone they suspect is aiding or abetting in an abortion if it violates that law. Now, the attorneys for the state argued that there are already other laws the lawmakers have passed that also have that private enforcement aspect, but argued today, even without the private enforcement, they still say it's a constitutional law because it doesn't outright ban all abortions altogether.
Well, Monica, what was the Justice Department's counter argument to that, since it sued in the first place on the grounds that this state law violates women's rights protected under Roe versus Wade?
Well, Robert, the DOJ said that the United States is completely entitled to sue Texas over this law because of that Private Enforcement Act, arguing that potential plaintiffs are acting on behalf of the state of Texas since Texas gave them that power to enforce the law. Now, of course, we know the DOJ believes that this law is unconstitutional. Its attorneys argued today that it violates women's rights under the Constitution because of that precedent set in Roe versus Wade. And the DOJ attorneys also said today that this law is already having a chilling effect in Texas because providers are afraid they are going to get sued, and that end result means very little abortions can happen. Robert?